So if you don't want to do your birthday and you want to do something like a continuing coverage or the reaction to something like a battle, like Antietam, it's very easy to do that too. I'm going to look at the Emancipation Proclamation and the reaction to that. So go in, library homepage, database, go down to history, go down to historical newspapers, put in the New York Times, New York Times, put in that. And then here I'm going to put in Emancipation Proclamation. The second line is the subject line. Okay. And I'm going to start on, I'm going to do a date range. So for this, I hit specific date range instead of on this date. And let's see, I'm going to start on January 1st, the day it was signed. And I'm going to look out a month. Let's see, 31st, 1862. And to see what, 63. And just kind of see what I get. It's kind of like rolling the dice. So I'm going to hit search. So here we have the Emancipation Proclamation to be made public today on January 1st. Governor Robinson's message to the legislature, he recommends the state reject the Emancipation Proclamation. It's very, very interesting. This number 4 is, I think, extremely interesting. A jubilee among the Negroes on the 1st, the President's Emancipation Proclamation, how soldiers enjoyed the day. I think that's actually very, very interesting. And what I would do if I wanted to read that day's newspaper, again, what I always suggest is you go to this New York Times symbol here so you can see the actual newspaper the way the folks at the time saw it. So I'd hit New York Times and and then page view. Okay. And if you go down, you can make the page view bigger or smaller. The issue here is that you have to kind of find the article that you're looking for, but there it is. Interesting from Port Royal, a jubilee among the Negroes on the 1st, a discussion of the Emancipation Proclamation. Now, remember, I want you to look at three things from a newspaper. And if you want to look at that, that's fine. But go ahead and you can go back and you can go to the front page of the newspaper on that day. What day is that? It's January 9th, 1863. And I want you to see what else you see from that newspaper, not just a particular story. So if you want to look at the coverage of an event, say Antietam, say the firing on Fort Sumter, say the Emancipation Proclamation, what you do is you have a starting date and then you have an ending date. You bracket it. So make it kind of generous. So for instance, if you were looking at Antietam, that battle was on September 17th, 1862. I would look about 2 weeks out. So whatever the 17th, let's say October 1st, 1862, because you want to have time for the New York Times to send reporters to Antietam to do the coverage. So if you look on September 17th, there's not going to be a story about the battle because it hasn't happened yet. But if you bracket it out, where you create a date range that goes for a couple of weeks, and you can choose the date range. And of course, you can do this for any class, not just this one. That gives the New York Times some space, some breathing room to offer its coverage. So that's a good example of if you want to look at an event and how the New York Times covered an event, such as Antietam, the Emancipation Proclamation, Lincoln's first inaugural, the fire in Fort Sumter, Lincoln's election. If you wanted to look at that, you use date range.